Would you like to look like this? You can shop all my iconic merch down below, bitch. I don't get any merch sales, so you better go fucking buy something. I need money or my dogs are gonna starve to death. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about how I shaved my face and look like I'm 15 again. Just kidding. I want to talk about how I got outed on Grindr. Fun times. This was in 2016, and I still to this day don't really know who it was. But let's just say it was not a good introduction to the gay community. And I know I kind of told this story in my coming out video, where I kind of told my coming out story, but I wanted to talk about it again because a lot of you guys probably haven't heard it, and I thought it'd be interesting. And basically, I'm out of video ideas, is what I'm saying. Let me set the scene for you guys. The year's 2016. I had moved to Provo, Utah, which is like a very Mormon city. I was closeted. I was Mormon and discovering my sexuality, okay? And basically, I got Tinder, and I was used to, swiping on women because I was trying to be straight. Anyways, I decided to switch it to men, and it instantly felt more fun and comfortable. And I think that was one of the moments I knew that I was gay, was because it felt more natural to like be swiping on guys that I thought were hot, you know what I mean? So anyways, I got talking to this guy, and a lot of these guys, I kind of opened up to them that I was gay and I hadn't come out and I was closeted and stuff, and I thought that I would be, very accepted by these other people who dealt with the same thing, because it's very scary and lonely to be gay and closeted. So anyways, I met this guy, and I don't know how the conversation went, but he basically told me about an app called Grindr, which you guys probably know is a hookup app in the gay community. I didn't know, really, to be completely honest. I did not know that's what it was for. I was desperate, and I wanted a freaking man, and I also wanted to try stuff with guys, I guess. And so the guy just told me, the one that I was messaging, he was just like, don't get on Grindr, it's way too much, blah blah blah. And I was like, baby girl, I can handle it. And so I got Grindr, I made an account, and I just put my face on there on the app. I basically treated it like it was Tinder, and a lot of guys on there just show pictures of their bodies and no face. And you don't have to match with anyone to message them. You can literally just look at the picture and send messages. And so yeah, just my face on there. And a lot of people also just do blank profiles, and then they'll start messaging you. Then you have to ask for photos, kind of thing. It's weird. I don't understand the gay culture still to this day. Anyways, I ended up meeting my first boyfriend on there, who was a little toxic whore, I will say. And we had a really short relationship, 3 months, and then he moved to Mexico, left my ass, and I was heartbroken. And I thought he was my true love, my first love, and I thought we were gonna run away together and all this bullshit. It is what it is. Anyways, I got a lot of messages on there. I think it's because I showed my face. Now is this cute little twink boy. You know what I mean? And I posted pictures that I thought were hot of me, just in my bedroom, not shirtless or anything, just me trying to make my jawline look good. I can't believe I used to do that shit. Oh my god, exposed. Yeah, so I basically got back on Grindr, was talking to people, whatever, and then one night I was laying in bed and I got a text from an unknown number, and they were like, I screenshotted your Grindr profile and sent it to your parents. And I was like, who is this? And they didn't say who they were. They were just like, don't worry about it, stupid faggot Mormon boy, or something like that. And I was like, what the hell? And I panicked, deleted my Grindr, and then yeah, that was basically the last I heard of that, and it was really scary. as you could imagine. I still to this day don't know like exactly who it was. And one of my friends basically theorized that it was my ex, and he had, I don't know, he's trying to out me for whatever reason. I don't know if I believe that, and I don't think that's really the case. It was just a stranger. And I have no idea how this person knew who I was. I don't know how they found out who my parents were, or like through Facebook or what it was, but you know, anything's possible with the internet nowadays. So anyways, I freaked out. I thought maybe they're just lying and they're trying to scare me, something like that. And like 2 days goes by, and I get a text from my dad, and he says we have to talk, which is honestly one of the most anxiety-inducing things anyone can say to an introvert like me. And so I was like, okay, let's talk, whatever. He wanted to go get dinner, so I was like, all right. And I kind of thought he just wanted to like hang out, because I thought he was trying to like grow a stronger relationship, because in general, me and my dad don't have like the greatest relationship ever. Like, we're not super close, and like I think that's fine. Anyways, we went out to dinner, and we went to Wendy's. Yes, Wendy's. Just like a cheap little meal, which I think kind of showed that it wasn't so much about bonding as it was he wanted to ask me about my sexuality. So anyways, we had like a normal dinner. It didn't feel strange, and my family has kind of been open about, you know, how they feel about gays and homophobia, and they don't support gays, and they view it as a serious sin. And I was always raised believing that like there's no way I could be gay, because in the Mormon church they believe that being gay is like next to murder, right? Which is so scary to hear, and to have that realization is terrifying. Anyways, when I got in the car, I realized that my dad's eyes looked red, like he looked like he'd been crying. I don't know if it's because he was, but they looked red, and I was like, oh my god, is he crying about me? Like something's going on, right? Anyways, we had dinner. We drove back to my apartment. I thought he was just gonna drop me off, right? And the weirdest thing happened, and this is probably something that only happens in Utah, but as we were sitting in the car talking, some lady pulls up next to us and asks him for a priesthood blessing, which is basically a blessing that like men in the church can give to people. And this lady said she was lost, and he like literally went over to her car window and put his hands on her head and gave her like a blessing that she would like find her way home or something. It was so strange. I will never forget it. Yeah, only in Utah, I swear to God. Mormons are fucking crazy, bro. Anyways, after that little fiasco, sitting in my dad's car, and he basically goes, you know, I want to ask you something. And I was like, okay, great. And he was like, I just have some questions, and I want you to clarify for me. And I was like, alright. And I was like, what do you have questions about? And he was like, I have a feeling that you struggle with same-gender attraction, which is how the gays usually put it, same-gender attraction. Or sorry, the Mormons, not the gays. The Mormons usually say same-gender attraction. And I was like, yeah, I do, but it still to this day kind of bugs me that people say that. Like, why is it a struggle? Why do we struggle with same-gender attraction? It's just something about us that is a fact. It's not a struggle necessarily. So that always kind of bugged me, but you know, he was doing his best as a religious father. And I was like, yeah, I do. I'm gay, and I have accepted it. I accept myself. Like, I'm learning to love myself, and it's really scary. It's really hard. And my dad was basically like, what if I told you there was a way that we could fix it? Like, religious people oftentimes believe that being gay is a choice, or that it is a sin, and like through the power of God you can be healed, and these sins can be washed away, things like that. was like, no, like literally, you don't understand how bad I didn't want to be gay, and how much I've tried to not be gay. And like, I had kissed girls and stuff, and it just didn't feel right, and it sucked going through this whole transitioning phase of like coming out. It's so difficult, but I'm so glad it's over. Like, just reflecting on it now, I'm just like, wow, I still can't believe I went through that. And my dad was like, okay, well, I do want to tell the family. And I was like, okay, lovely. And he was like, do you want to be there or not be there? And I said, I don't want to be there. And so it was like around Christmas time, and I was like, great, Merry Christmas, Tyson's gay. And so yeah, I don't know how the conversation went. I wasn't there, but he basically sat all my family members down and told them that I was gay, and I did not want to be there because I just could imagine them all staring at me and being like, what? You know? And yeah, but honestly, I had a more positive reaction from my family than I thought I would. I came out to my best friend like before all this, and I also came out to my sister, and like that was it. Or no, I came out to my sister after I came out to my dad. And yeah, I mean, I was basically pushed out of the closet. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of grateful because I don't know if I would have had like the courage to come out as early as I did. Like, I don't know how far along I would have gotten without coming out. So in a way, I'm grateful for whoever that person was that like messaged my dad, and I don't even know like what they said to my dad or my mom or stepmom or whatever. But yeah, that was basically how I was outed by someone on Grindr. And it was really scary. And then later on I had to come out to my mom, which was the worst because I thought she was gonna be the most accepting, and she was actually the most like hateful. Which is funny because I now have like the closest relationship with my mom. But yeah, good times, guys. Very scary, but honestly, very life-changing experience. I think everything happens for a reason, and maybe like I was pushed out of the closet because I didn't have the confidence to come out at the time. I don't know, like I like to think about it that way. Like I wasn't confident enough to come out, so someone else came out for me. Just kidding. I don't know, that sounds weird, but sometimes I think about that, and I'm kind of glad it happened the way it did, to be completely honest. But anyways, that's kind of how I was outed, and I hope you guys like this whole story. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my patrons on Patreon really quick. Just wanted to kind of retell this story because I think it's interesting, and some of you guys probably haven't heard it. And it's kind of like one of those big moments in my life, like one of those, the climax of my life, like a turning point, truly. And I'm so sorry about the cars in the background, it's so annoying. One day I will have a soundproof room for ASMR, I promise. Okay. Thank you so much to my patrons: Will, Emery 85, Davenport, Ochre, Jay, Blaine B, Adam Ferguson, Justin Dubois, Talon, Alistair, Bottom Boy XO, Joe A, Jake, and Philip E. Allen. You guys are my top patrons for the month. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Go become a patron immediately for as little as $1 a month. It's not that much. You can find that on the street. Like I'm becoming ghetto ASMR. I'm begging for money. Just kidding. Okay. But yeah, I started a weekly short podcast that I post on my Patreon. It's like 10-15 minutes every Monday, and I just talk about random bullshit, and I think it's really fun. I also post exclusive photos and nudes on there. Just kidding, no nudes. I did post an ass pic once though, so go check it out. Alright, have a good night, guys. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. And if you're someone who's struggling with coming out, know that you're not alone. I've been there, and things get better with time. I promise. promise you that. Okay, have a good night. I love you guys. See you later.